we got your back out of pain with the self-traction. This is my go-to stretch for everybody, period. If you sit in a car, if you sit behind a desk, if you sit at all, if you're fairly active, there's a group of muscles in your body that are going to be over tight, the hip flexors. Hip flexors attach in the front middle thigh, many of them. They reach up through the hip and actually cross to the back side of the body and attach to the back of the hip and the lumbar spine. These muscles reach from about here all the way up to about your mid-spine. Right? They're big, powerful muscles. They get tight and cranky when we're seated, right? And we've got our leg bent. They're in a shortened state, and they are muscles that like to stay in a shortened state. All right. They're difficult to stretch sometimes. This stretch is very effective if you do it correctly, and I'm going to try and teach you how to do it correctly right now. So I've set myself up in a half kneeling position. This foot, my toes are under. They could be flat. It doesn't matter that much, whatever's comfortable for you. As you progress the stretch, you can actually put this leg up on a chair or against a wall, but we don't need that yet. All we need to do is think about the pelvic tilt, right? So if you look, right, I love these pants. They show what's going on with my alignment. I'm going to tuck my pelvis under. See how the line's straightened right out? Right, so I'm rolling my hip under the body. Now, as soon as I do that, by squeezing the glute and pulling up on the low belly, there's a stretch I feel right down through the front of my thigh. It's reaching down to about almost the bottom of my thigh, but it's real strong right here through the groin, right through the hip. Now, this is big, right? So some people feel this in the low back already. That's great, because that's what we're trying to stretch, is we're trying to release the pressure from these tight muscles on the low spine. So squeeze the glute real tight. This leg's just holding me up. Now you might want to have a chair or a wall for balance. That's okay, not a problem. Now this is good. I want you to think about the rest of your posture though, right? So take a big breath in, get the shoulders to drop back, and get tall. And now the stretch is reaching up even further into my belly. I can feel it starting to crisscross over into the back, right? So it's coming across the hips and reaching up into the low and middle back. From here, my right knee's down. I'm going to lift my right arm, so the same side, and I'm going to stretch. And I'm actually going to reach across my body. I'm going to turn so you can see this a little bit better. So I'm back in that position. I've got the pelvis tucked under, glute squeezed tight. I'm up, and I'm actually going to reach over the body. I'm not bending. I'm trying to reach up like I'm trying to grab the top of the tree over here. So I'm pulling the arm up, up, up. Now that finishes the stretch. I can feel it all the way up through the back of my rib cage. Keep the glutes tight. That's the key to the stretch working at all. All right, that's the biggest key. Keep this. You don't want that. You want this. You want that straight line. Hips tucked under, low belly's tight, butt's tight, right? And then with that reach, keeping that alignment, keeping that squeeze in the tush, we come up, 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 and we're trying to grab the ceiling or the top of this tree, and you're going to feel that stretch. Now, what I'm going to show you next in this stretch is a little bit, we'll say contended. There's pros and cons to this, so go very, very gently, very gently. All right, so we've got our alignment, right? Squeeze, tight, stretch is happening, we reach up. We start reaching across. Now, for most people, a slight opening of the stretch, very slight, very gentle, no rushing. I'm still kind of slightly reaching up and over the body. Glute is still absolutely crushed tight. It changes the stretch. Some people may feel a little bit more benefit by closing the stretch, but for most people, opening just a little bit, but you've got to keep that glute squeezed tight. You let go here, you're starting to put your back at risk. You're already in pain, or you're dealing with some pain. We don't want to let that happen, right? So base level here, great. You don't necessarily need to, it shouldn't look like this. I'm still shoulder right over my knee. I have not moved forward at all. Don't need to. You need to get this hip rolled under, reach up, reach over, and then if you want to gently open the stretch a little bit, you can open up, you can close it, but keep the movements very gentle, very short. All right? Listen to your body. And of course, the other side, right? None of this. Get that hip tucked under. Pelvic tilt. You're bringing the front of the pelvis up towards your nose. You're tucking the back of the pelvis under your ribs. You definitely want to put something under your knee because you're going to spend some time here. You want to be comfortable. You want to be able to spend as much time as you need. And I would encourage spending at least 60 to 90 seconds on each side and then repeating that a few times. You'll find things loosen up as you go along. All right, so that's the kneeling hip flexor stretch with a reach and a little rotation. Again, glutes are tight all the time. The reach, awesome. The rotation, listen to your body. Feel your way through it.